Hey there, welcome in. It's Heather with Heather's Healing, and I'm here to look at the energy of the upcoming week, which is March 15th through the 21st, right? Yes, March 15th through the 21st, 2026. So, welcome in. Thanks for being here. What do you need to know about the upcoming week? Let's find out. And thanks so much for being here, you guys. I appreciate you, and I hope you are doing well. Are you ready for another week? Well, we're getting ready to start another one, whether you are ready or not. What do we need to know? Asking our guides and guardians, what do we need to know about the upcoming week? The cards are just kind of flying out. What do we need to know about the upcoming week? What do you need to know about the upcoming week? I am looking forward to this week, mostly because of Ostara. On Friday, we have the spring equinox. I love the change. Spring and fall are my favorite seasons, so I'm really looking forward to that. And we also have a new moon in Pisces on Wednesday, so that could be a really fun, dreamy type of an energy to play around with. So that feels really good to me as well. Okay. Your energy, the energy that you are bringing into this week. I like this. This feels like optimism. We've got the Three of Wands here. I like this feeling here of optimism. This feels really nice. And there's also an energy here of, not having any expectations, just kind of waiting to see how the week plays out. You could be looking forward to traveling or planning a trip this week. The Three of Wands does talk about potential travel, but this is a card of expansion, teamwork, growth. You're open to working with other people. You are open to collaboration. You are looking forward to expanding. Your energetic field feels open. And I like that. That invites in, I personally feel like that invites in good luck. So I like that. And maybe part of that is because you are feeling the shift and change in the energy. Going from winter to spring. I'm in the northern hemisphere, so we're going from winter into spring and going from cold to warmer temps. Everything's starting to come back to life again. Perhaps that's also contributing to this optimistic feel, but I like it. That's the energy that you're bringing in. Where should your focus be? Focus on what? We've got the Queen of Swords. Standing in integrity, being open to honest communication, being honest and standing in your integrity. That's focus on that this week. Having communication, clear communication, speaking your mind. And that could be a little dangerous for some. But words are powerful. So just keep that in mind. Focus in, maybe even just kind of focus on how you're delivering your messages. That could be really important. I like this card though. And you know what's interesting with the Queen and King of Swords often feel very cold to me. I don't feel that with this card for this upcoming week. I'm not feeling that. And I think that will help you deliver your messages in a softer way or in a more warm and loving way. It almost kind of feels like the edge is being taken off of this card. It's there's a softer energy here, and I like that. I think that is really going to help you, especially if you're dealing with any kind of difficult situation, a difficult person, having less of an edge to your voice, to your words is going to be helpful this week. This is the main energy of the week, and also the message from Spirit. We've got the Two of Cups. This is nice. A focus here on partnership. This could be a renewal of a romantic relationship, a reconciliation. If you've had a falling out with someone recently, you could be coming together to communicate about that, to talk about that. But I do really like this energy here of this Two of Cups. We have the energy of Venus here, which is really nice with this Two of Cups. Delivering, there's a focus here on love, beauty, a desire to connect. So I feel like even the collective, there's a collective energy here that is desiring real connection with others. This is really nice. I like the Two of Cups. This could also be you strengthening your connection with Source, with, partnering up with your guides and guardians. It could be that too. It's a really nice energy though. And I really do feel a reconciliation here. So if you, like I said, if you've had a falling out, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. Anybody this would be someone that you have a fairly close or intimate relationship with, someone that you're around this person a lot. It's not someone that you can get away from necessarily. So there's a reconciliation here or a deepening of that partnership. And I like this, being very honest, being truthful in your communication, standing in your integrity, and delivering those messages in a warm, softer way that's really going to help you this week. I also really feel Spirit is just reminding us that, we can reach out to our guides and ask them for assistance throughout this week. We're not, sometimes it does feel like we are here all by ourselves, but we really aren't. We do have a support system in spirit and in person, other human beings. Okay. Avoid, leave behind outside influences. We've got the World here. I feel like this is talking about the closing out of the previous season, because we're going from winter into spring. I feel like this card is representing that. And moving into this next season with a greater optimism, understanding that things can change, and they do change. They're constantly shifting and changing. I feel like this is an invitation to have a different perspective on life, which can be very challenging considering everything going on in the world. But this is a closing out of a cycle. And this could be, it could be for you, maybe there are many doors or cycles that are closing. And the minute one door closes, another one begins. Winter ends, spring begins. There's always new energy coming in. And how are you going to work with that? What do you want out of this new season? I do like the energy though. I like the way this week is feeling. And it feels like, of course there's always going to be jerks, you can't get away from that. But overall, it feels like people are really wanting to come together and be supportive. So that's really nice. Next up, advice. We've got the Death card. I feel like this could be talking about so many different things. Especially right here with the World. They both are talking about the end of a cycle, the ending of of something. I also feel like it's an invitation to not be afraid to see the world, to not be afraid to really look at what's going on, whether that's what's going on with your inner world, whether that's your immediate community, or if this is just looking at the whole collective, the world, and all of the chaos going on in the world, seeing it from a different perspective, or realizing it's a part of this experience. War, chaos, death, confusion, hate, those are all aspects of this experience, but so is gratitude, optimism, love, connection. So I do feel like there's an invitation here to decide what frequency you want to amplify. We always have a choice in that. And you might not think that it makes a big difference, but it really does, not only for your well-being, and I talk about this a lot, but it does help lift the frequency of the world. Yeah, it really does. It makes a big difference. I'm just looking at what we have here. I mean, it's a big energetic shift. And I'm ready for it. I mean, it's not going to solve all of our problems, but I do like it. Diving deep, don't be afraid to delve into your subconscious. Don't be afraid to ask questions about, what's going on in your inner world. I wanted to see what was on the bottom of the deck, and we've got the Ace of Cups. This is divine intervention. Aces for me are always divine intervention. But this is welcoming in love, prosperity, happiness, joy. I'm hearing a new life. You can choose to live your life in a different way. This card feels very spring. I like this. Ace of Cups, that's a beautiful energy. That's a really nice energy. Right next to death. The contrast of energy too, I think that can help us really appreciate and have gratitude for the goodness that we have in our lives when we have, those good times. Definite shift of energy here. All right, so final card to sum up this reading. Final card for this upcoming week. And I hope it's a fantastic week for you guys. And if it's a shitty week, you know what? It's okay. It'll shift. It'll end. Let's see what we have. Synchronicity. The moon's moment, synchronicity. I like that. Pay attention to the synchronicities. I've been getting a lot of messages with clocks and time, and I feel like there's a message here, not wasting time, watching for the synchronicities. I also feel like Spirit is moving us along on our path, like moving us in a slightly different direction. I feel like many of us are being shifted slightly in a different direction, and it's going to benefit us. So interesting. All right, you guys, I hope you have a fantastic week. Take great care of yourself. Have a blessed Ostara and a happy new moon, and I'll talk to you real soon.